Welcome to adding firing animations. In this lecture, it's a fairly short one. We are going to be adding the additive firing animation to the player, to the AI, and we are going to be making it such that this is an additive animation, it's a conditional additive animation, and it feeds right through from the focus. All of that in just 7 minutes, so let's dive right in. So the current aspect that's still missing here is the ability for our AI to fire. So first things first, we want a firing animation, because from the firing animation we can trigger a few events to actually get the particles to be flying out of the end of the gun. So the first thing we want to do is figure out how to do this, because we want him to be able to shoot when he's idle, we want him to be able to shoot when he's walking. We don't want it really to depend on the state at all. So we want to remove this shooting state. That was a bit of a dead end and not really the right way to be going about doing this. So removing the shooting state is the first step for you guys. And then go up to the anim graph, and what we're going to do is make shooting into being an additive animation. So you could be shooting basically in any state that you're in. That's kind of the best way, I think, of doing this. Now, the way we're going to have to do this is to conditionally apply an additive animation. So how do we do that? We know that we can already apply animations by pulling off the pose and going to additive and apply mesh space additive. This is the base pose, so we can feed through that. But then what's going to be this additive pose? Well, we know that it's conditional, so first we can blend by bool. So blend poses by bool. That's great. And our true pose, which is presumably going to be shooting, so first let's pull off that bool, promote it to a variable. So promote to variable, and select that what we're going to do is it's shooting basically. And shooting we've already got, so I didn't need to promote to a variable. Let's remove that extra variable, delete. Pull in the shooting variable and use that one. Get. Put it in the active value. Fantastic. So if we're shooting, we're going to be doing a shooting animation. I'm going to get you guys to create that in a bit. But what about false when we're not shooting? If we do it right now, it's totally messed up, because you can't just add an empty node on top of something and hope that it's going to be okay. So what you need is what's called the additive identity. Search for that. And the additive identity pose basically is the 0 pose. No addition needed here. So if you just click to compile, you'll see that that has fixed things. Obviously now if we go into shooting, it's going to go into some very weird pose because we've got nothing there. But that's what I'm going to let you guys do. I'm going to save that blueprint right now. And I'm going to challenge you. So the challenge is going to be to make an additive fire. I'd like you to make a copy of the fire animation, change it to being additive in type, and make all the right things for that, and plug it into that conditional that we've just created. And I'd like you also to connect up the AI so that it sets it to shoot whenever it has a focus. Okay, pause the video and have a go at this. Okay, welcome back guys. We are going to dive right in. So I'm going to find my animation clips, expand that out so I've got a bit of space to work with, search for shoot. I think it's called fire actually. And let's take our fire rifle iron sights and take a duplicate of that, and I'm going to call that underscore additive, and I'm going to open up that animation, and I'm going to expand out the anim asset details down to where it says additive anim type, search for mesh space. The reference pose is going to be a selected animation frame. The selected animation is going to be this one. So aim space, no, hang on, not aim space, but fire additive, that's the one. And it's already going to be at mesh 0. So basically it's relative to that first bit of the animation. That should do just fine. I'm going to save that and head on back over to our patrolling guard 2. So using the shortcuts up at the right, I'm going to go to the graph and pull in that additive fire animation. in here. Save, let's have a look. There you go. If I hit shooting, then you can see that even in this pose where we didn't have a specific firing animation, at least we didn't use that specific one, it is overlaying the additive portion to make it shoot. Obviously, if I make it aim, then we're going to get exactly the idle shooting animation that you might expect when he is aiming. So all is good. And we can even do it while we're running. We can be shooting. So all these combinations are now possible because of the additive animation. So I'm going to stop the shooting for now. And I'm going to just do the rest of the pass through. So we're going to go up to our event graph, and we're going to have to do a set for shooting as well. So first off, we need to add it into our character. Go to dynamic NPC, behavior, U for ASP character, and add in a new variable, which is going to be shooting. Make it visible. We can save that, compile, go over to patrolling guard 2, and pull off a node from the UE4 ASP character and look for shooting, get shooting, and get shooting goes into set shooting. We want set shooting not on the UE4 ASP character, which is the mistake we made in the last lecture, and we are going to thread that through from our sequence node down into shooting. And now might be a good time to reorganize just a little bit by moving some of these nodes around and pulling this area out to encompass these changes we've made. The top area, the top white area, to set up all these things. Okay, so we've connected up shooting. And finally, we want to go to our AI. So up a level to NPC, down a level to AI, NPC AI BP. And as well as setting aiming, basically, I just want to also do a set shooting, pull through the UE4 ASP character, and the shooting I can take from aiming or from the return result of is valid. Compile, save, and play. Let's hit play and see what happens. Hopefully, if they spot us, they should come towards us shooting, which they do. Fantastic. So we now have additive shooting, and that additive shooting is being controlled by our AI. Fantastic. Pat yourselves on the back for getting that done so quickly, and I'll see you in the next lecture.